Thanks for tuning in to Americana Music Profiles. It's Season 3, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine in print and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com online. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's join in on another great conversation with one of the Americana music industry's super talented artists. Lorraine Jordan has been a friend of Americana Rhythm Music Magazine for a long time, and it is my pleasure to share a conversation with you that Lorraine and I had not too long ago about a new project that she and her band, Carolina Road, have put together. Many revere Lorraine Jordan as one of the few keepers of traditional bluegrass music. She has won several IBMA and SPIGMA music awards for her contributions to the bluegrass music industry. Her latest project on Pinecastle Records, True Grass, Why Can't Bluegrass Just Be True Grass Again, is a wonderful celebration of traditional bluegrass music. As Lorraine would say, it's just bluegrass music. The album features past lead singers Jerry Butler, Brad Hudson, and Troy Pope, and marks the comeback of former lead singer Tommy Long after his recovery from throat cancer. Listen in as Lorraine and I talk bluegrass music. Well, hi, Lorraine. Welcome to the podcast this afternoon.
Well, hi, Greg. How are you today?
Good. Glad to talk to you, catch up with you. I know we got a couple things on the list here I wanted to talk about. Just for those few people who might not know who you are, if you don't mind, give me a little background. You've been in bluegrass music a long time. Maybe just kind of give me the Reader's Digest version of your music in a snapshot and your career.
Okay, well, I've started my own band for about 18 years now, but I've been out there for a while, and my band is Lorraine Jordan and Carolina Road, and we're a traditional bluegrass band with a fresh approach, hard drive it all the way, and we did a Take a Little Detour 2016. We did a CD called Country Grass, and got some classic country artists in, and we're back to Grass again with the new CD that's coming out. But I'm from the East Coast of North Carolina, and now I live in Raleigh.
And how long have you been playing bluegrass music, if I can ask?
I've been playing probably 40-some years.
Yeah, wow, that's great. So you've been able to work with some of the greats that maybe aren't playing bluegrass anymore then.
Well, I have. I've actually seen Bill Monroe before, and Don Reno, and Dot Watson, and I've been on stage with John Duffy, and so I've seen a lot of the ones that have come and gone. Some of the greats. Yeah.
I know that the traditional music is really important to you, and you've been involved in a lot of projects that are, if I can use the word preservation, really trying to keep that old sound alive. And it wasn't that long ago that you did a CD with several of the kind of the traditional country artists and brought back some of that music a bit too. Can you tell me about that?
Oh, yeah, that was a very special project we did. We were the backup band and the harmony singers for a CD called Country Grass. And what Country Grass is that's when you take traditional bluegrass and you put it with classic country music. Had the honor and privilege of working with people like Lee Greenwood, T.G. Shepherd, John Anderson, Jim Ed Brown, Lynn Anderson.
Yeah.
Lots of greats like that. Eddie Raven. In fact, we did an entire CD with Eddie Raven.
Yeah.
But that's what we did is we took their songs from the 70s, 80s, and let them do the singing on it, the lead singing on it, and we came in and sang some with them, and we did all the music and all the harmony. And I tell you, that CD has done so many sales, and so many people come to me and said how much they love that. And that was a big project.
Yeah. Any chance that you're going to do another one? Is that anything in the works like that?
I don't know. I kind of move from thing to thing.
Yeah.
I like to stick with one thing, but I like to kind of get out there and push different things. One of my first projects that I pushed out of the ordinary was Daughters of Bluegrass. I was the co-founder of that, and we thought there needed to be more women that were picking and singing, doing their own project. there'd been a project before where women had been on it to sing, but never to do all the playing and all the singing. So we brought in 14 major female artists and called it the Daughters of Bluegrass, and that's grown to over 100 and some, and it's reached out to Canada and Europe and different places. And so then, that was me, and then I went back to the Carolina Rose CD, and then we were, I had the idea of classic country was kind of going downhill a little bit, and the modern type country was coming in and stepping on their toes. So I thought, hey, why don't I reach out to some of these guys in Nashville? I knew a few of them already. John Anderson, I had become friends with him, and some of the other ones. And we called them and reached out to them and got up with their record labels and all. And then we came with trying to push the classic country, not the 50s and 60s, but more the 70s and 80s classic country, kind of what I grew up with. And then that came out to be a great project, but now it's time to do something else, and so I'm moving on again.
and that's you've got a new single in the works, right? True Grass?
Yes, I do. It's called True Grass, and it's going to have some big hitters on it. First of all, it was written by David Stewart, who's a longtime co-writer with Eddie Raven, and he writes some spectacular music. And it's the song talks about why can't bluegrass just stay true grass,
Okay.
And I kind of it's me on another adventure, trying to push and help something else. And right now I see a trend in bluegrass where people are called, no matter what they're playing, they're calling it bluegrass, whether it's electric banjos or added guitars or, and somebody asked me, the way I got this idea, somebody asked me at a festival last year, they said, hey, your band plays traditional bluegrass, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, we play bluegrass. And they said, well, which one? Which one do you play? Do you play traditional, or do you play contemporary, or do you play? And I said, wait a minute. I said, when you ask me about what I play, I play bluegrass.
Yeah.
Maybe there's other people play something that has a name attached to it, but you don't need to attach traditional to bluegrass because bluegrass is traditional.
Right.
And that's the way it started, and that's the way it needs to stay. And if you're going to have some other kind of music, you need to name it something else.
Right.
Don't call it. Bill Monroe didn't set out, even though Bill Monroe was an adventurous person like myself, he didn't set out to change want the music completely changed.
Right.
So we think this song, Why Can't Bluegrass Just Be True Grass Again, it'll a lot of people that are really pushing for the traditional music and that want to just, get it the way it used to be. And I'm not saying that it can't have a little flavor to it, but it needs to have the main instruments, the guitar, banjo, the fiddle, mandolin, and bass, and you can add some dobro too, but we don't need anything much past that. And I added 2 heavy hitters. Junior Smith will be singing a couple of lines on the song, and also Danny Paisley.
Oh, cool.
Is singing on the CD, and Tommy Long, who's been out on medical leave for throat cancer for a year now, he's come back and he'll be singing most of it. And then I brought in, I wanted some of that good high baritone singing that you used to hear way back when, and so I brought in Randy Graham from the Bluegrass Cardinals.
Yeah.
And he and I are singing the harmonies on it, and it's giving you that good, high, old-time, powerful sound.
Now, this is a single, but is it part of a full album that you've done along the same lines?
Yes, it's going to be an entire CD. And what I did while Tommy was out, first we did the country grass, which helped Tommy get through some because we had the country artist singing. And then Tommy wasn't quite ready to come back. So what we did on this CD is we have Tommy singing the last song, that we're just getting into the studio to finish it, this week. And the other guys that filled in for him, I had several guys that came and filled in for Tommy. Mm-hmm. And I had them come on the CD and sing a song each. and kind of to show people, what sound we had out there for the past year while Tommy was out. I got Jerry Butler, I got Brad Hudson, I got Troy Pope. I had Randy Graham sing a couple of songs on it, and it just shows respect for the guys that helped us get through, and it also gives a great sound.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned, I'm sure those, obviously the folks that follow you guys know that Tommy had throat cancer and was out for a while, but it sounds like he's gotten through that and able to get back with you guys full time.
I'm going to be honest with you. He is actually back, and he's singing better than ever.
Wow!
And when you hear him sing True Grass again, you will say, wow, his voice is, because of the throat cancer, his voice is getting a little rugged and all, and his voice is cleaned up. It's more powerful. It's more pure.
Wow.
And, I had to start the CD so I could have it out, by the end of March, but Tommy was able to come sing the last song on it, and, we'll probably be coming out with something with him, again later, but I had to get something out, and I'm singing a couple on it. Josh is singing something. Ben Green, my banjo player, singing on it, and it's got a good variety.
Yeah, that's awesome. And this is on Pine Castle. And when's the official release of the album?
Well, April 6th is when the single's coming out, True Grass.
Okay.
And then as soon as True Grass comes out and gets played for a few months, and then the entire CD will probably come out at the beginning of the summer, and the entire CD is called True Grass again. And it's got a lot of songs I wrote on there. I probably wrote 6 or 7 of the songs on there.
Okay.
And then we went back and did Preaching, Praying, Shouting, Ben Green doing that, and Josh Goforth doing the 3-finger style picking. I got twin fiddles now, so we did a lot of twin fiddles on there with Matt Hooper coming in as the other fiddle player. And also, it's going to have the Carolina Memories on it. It's going to have Melinda on it. It's going to have Another Soldier. I mean, a lot of songs that I had written that I had not ever put on a label. And so I'm proud to have them on Pine Castle Records.
Yeah, cool. So when are you guys actually touring now, or when do you start to tour for this CD?
No, we started, we're not touring for the new CD, but we started back in February. We're getting ready. We've been to Florida several times this year and several places. But the CD, we'll start the True Grass CD probably in May. Start playing those songs and getting the new CD out.
And what does a full-time tour schedule look like for the Carolina Road Band? Are you guys mostly weekends, or do you hit it pretty hard during the summer?
Well, normally we would start on a Thursday and end on a Sunday about every weekend, but with Tommy being down, I didn't really know what to expect this year.
Yeah.
So we cut back a little bit for 2018, but 2019 I'm going right back to a full schedule. Over 100 days a year.
Yeah.
And Tommy back, and we're going to bring in a new person with us that we'll be announcing shortly to help sing some of the True Grass songs. And so, we're going full steam ahead. We gave him, last year, of course, we were already booked before Tommy got sick, so we had a full schedule, and we 3 or 4 different people. This year, I slowed it down a little bit to give Tommy some recuperation time. And 2019 looks like it's going to be the biggest, best ever.
Yeah. Wow.
Schedule for Carolina Road.
Yeah. Wow. That's neat. Well, it's so nice to hear that he's able to be back full time with you guys. You've got other things, obviously, that you do. You've got a couple festivals, and then you've got the coffee house. Talk to me a little bit about those things.
Well, sure. The coffee house is going strong. Lots of bluegrass. We have bluegrass every Friday night. We've had Joe Mullins, Junior Sis, Nothing Fancy. We've had so many big bands to stop by and play. We got Jerry Butler, Edgar Loudermilk coming up. We got Carolina Blues coming up. Carolina Road plays there about every quarter. And the Garrett Newton Band, which is another band that I work with, we play there about every other month. That's a young banjo player that I am so proud of and so excited about. And I tell you, he knows. He's a walking encyclopedia about bluegrass music. And he can play the fire out of a banjo. He's singing bass vocals now, the Garrett Newton Band, and I'm filling in playing bass with him some this year, while we got a little bit of a slower year. And but anyway, we're